Hi, morning everyone. I hope you're all well. I'm Carol of Parties to Go, and today what I'm going to cook for you is a vegetable dish which is okra in a tomato sauce, which is delicious as an accompaniment to roast meats with your potatoes or just as a veggie dish. It's really nice. Now, as I always say on my cookery lessons or programs, I do everything that is quick and speedy so you're not spending hours in the kitchen. So what I've done is the okra I'm using, I've actually got, you can get it from a lot of the Arabic shops. They come in a packet and they're frozen and they're chopped already into small little pieces, which are really nice. Rather than, you can of course buy the fresh okra, top and tail it, cut it, etc, etc. But if you want to do something really quick, just put them, have them in the freezer. When you're ready, just get them out, put them frozen, and you've got a really nice vegetable dish. What I love, it's in a tomato sauce. Sometimes I just do it with chopped tomatoes, etc. But what I love doing it is using the Sacla. Sacla's great. And I use one of those, which is the cherry tomato Sacla, together with the pesto, the sun-dried tomato pesto, which are really delicious. And you can also get the sun-dried tomato pesto with olives in it. That is yummy, absolutely scrumptious. So whatever you want to put with it, you know, there's no rules, reasons, you know, you just whatever you feel like doing. And you can muck around, one day do this, one day do that. You get different dishes the whole time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fry the onion. So I've put in a saucepan, there's nothing to see really except the oil at the moment, but I've put a couple of tablespoons of oil, vegetable oil, in the saucepan, let it get hot, and then I'm going to add the onions to it to get it golden brown. There we go. So, sizzling away. You can also do this recipe, I also do it with green beans. That's really, really lovely as well. That you can do with frozen, but on the green beans, I prefer the fresh ones. So I buy, you can either get them with the really fat green beans that are in season at the moment, or you can get them with the small, fine green beans. And I just top and tail them. The fat ones I take the stringy bits off, and then I cut them into the fine ones, which are about that big. I cut in half and cook them. And the fat ones I cut in 4 or 5, and so they're in little segments, and put it. And it's exactly the same method. And what you can do, if you don't want to use the Sacla ones, you can use just tin of chopped tomatoes. When you're buying it, be careful, because sometimes I bought chopped tomatoes thinking that they're chopped tomatoes, but actually they're whole, so you've got to chop them. So you just buy the chopped ones, it's much easier when you're cooking with that. I do a lot of adding and taking away and stuff depending on how I want to cook stuff. So a lot of it is to taste. So, you know, if you think to yourself, actually I haven't put enough tomato in, or I wanted more tomato, just add whatever you like to it. Because it's all delicious and all fun. That's what cooking is about, isn't it? To be fun and to be invent stuff. So, you know, that's great. Okay, so my onions are now golden brown, which you've got, I can show you, they're golden brown there. Okay, it's quite difficult to show everything gets cooked, to tilt them towards the camera and show the camera, but that's it. So the next thing is I take my okra, which I've got in a bowl here, and add it and stir it in. And at this point, I just turn it down a bit because you don't want anything to start to burn. Just turn it down a fraction. There we go. And again, to show you, I've got it stirred, the onion and the okra together. you just want to get it all sort of mixed in together and coated with all the oil and onions together. Okay, so that's fine. And then the next thing we do, this is my Sacla cherry tomato. It's called an Italian pasta sauce, but I use it for loads of stuff, not for pasta particularly, but for loads of stuff. So in that goes. There we go. And then the next thing I put in is my sun-dried tomato pesto, which this one is not got olives, but as I say, you put one for the olives in. Put that in. And give it a good stir around. Right, and at this point, the usual, as I just said, season to taste. So a bit of salt. I never overdo the salt because you can always add salt, but you can't take it away. So you can add it at the table. And some pepper. There we go. Stir that around. And then what I put in at the end to let it simmer for a bit is the garlic. I don't tend to put the garlic in when the onions are frying because a lot of the time they're burned. So I put them in while everything is simmering. So I've just got, I suppose it's about probably half a teaspoon, whatever. Again, it's to the taste, what you like. Stir it in. It's all simmering away. And then what I do, which I will do, I'll go off camera a minute, is I add a little bit of water to it to dilute it down a little bit because it's quite thick. So I'm just going to get some just water. And just add by the eye. That's enough. Then of course, what you must do, and that is to taste it. Because there's no point in cooking it, putting it at the table and you find you haven't got enough salt, you haven't got enough pepper, you haven't got enough garlic. It's too late then. So just to taste it, that is delicious. Just right, not too much garlic. It's lovely. That's absolutely delicious. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a dish to show you what it looks like. It is not completely cooked, but you don't want to be just watching it simmer. So I'm going to put it in here to show you what it looks like, and then I'll put it back to finish cooking. And it's really delicious. And it's obviously it's vegetarian, and of course it's also vegan because it's got no butter, it's got no cream, cheese or anything. Okay, and then what I do at the very end is, if you want to, you don't have to. I've got some chopped up parsley here, just to put over the top. Like that. And there you go. Enjoy it.